Have you ever wondered who is behind the magic of mathematics, computer and science? Who is the mastermind who invented the tools and techniques that we use every day to solve problems, create technologies and understand the world? His name is Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi, and he is one of the greatest mathematicians in history. In this documentary, we will reveal his secrets, his stories and his legacy, and we will show you how he shaped our Islamic and human heritage. We will show you how he created algebra and algorithm, the two pillars of modern mathematics and computer science. How he introduced the Indian, or Arabic, numerals, the most elegant and efficient way of writing numbers. How he made new discoveries in astronomy, geography and maps that expanded our knowledge of the universe and the earth. We will also show you how he learned from the previous civilizations of the Greeks, Indians and Persians, and how he taught the future generations of the Arabs, Europeans and others. How did he measure such a long distance without GPS or satellites? Well, he used a clever method based on geometry and trigonometry. He knew that the Earth is a sphere and that 1 degree of latitude is equal to 1 degree of longitude at the equator. He also knew that the distance between 2 points on a sphere can be calculated by using the formula d equals r theta, where d is the distance, r is the radius of the sphere, and theta is the angle between the 2 points. So, he sent 2 teams of surveyors from Baghdad, which was located at 33 degrees north latitude, to measure the distance to the nearest point on the same latitude, which was near Palmyra in Syria. He also asked them to measure the angle between Baghdad and Palmyra, which was about 36 degrees. Then, he used his formula to calculate the distance between Baghdad and Palmyra, which was about 2,000 miles or 3,200 kilometers. He divided this distance by 36 degrees and he got about 56 miles or 90 kilometers per degree. And that's how he measured the length of 1 degree on the Earth's surface with a simple but brilliant method. But this was not his only achievement in geography and maps. He also led a team of geographers to draw a map of the known world at that time, based on the coordinates of different cities and regions. He also wrote a book on geography, where he described the features and climates of various lands and peoples. He also worked on reforming the Islamic calendar by using astronomical observations and calculations to determine the beginning and end of each lunar month and to fix the dates of religious events and festivals. He also wrote several books on astronomy, where he explained the movements and phases of the sun, moon and planets, and how to use them for timekeeping and navigation. He also compiled tables of astronomical data, such as the positions and magnitudes of stars and the lengths of days and nights. He also invented new instruments for observing and measuring the celestial bodies, such as the astrolabe, the sundial and the quadrant. Al-Khwarizmi is best known for his book on algebra, which is considered the first book ever written on the subject. The title of the book is The Compendious Book on Calculation by Completion and Balancing. In this book, he introduced the new science of algebra, which is the art of restoring what is missing and balancing what is opposite. He explained how to solve different types of equations, such as linear, quadratic and cubic equations, by using logical rules and geometric methods. He also gave examples and applications of algebra to various problems, such as inheritance, trade, surveying and engineering. He also coined some new terms and symbols for algebra, such as al-jabr, which means completion or restoration, and al-muqabala, which means balancing or reduction. These terms are still used today in Arabic and other languages, such as Spanish and Portuguese. He also used the word shay, which means thing or unknown, to represent the unknown quantity in an equation. This word was later translated into Latin as res, which means thing or matter, and then into French as chose, which means thing or object. And from this word, we get the modern symbol x for the unknown quantity in algebra. So, next time you solve an equation with x, remember that you are using a word that comes from Al-Khwarizmi's book. And here is a quiz for you. Can you solve this equation that Al-Khwarizmi gave in his book? It is x2 plus 10x equals 39. How would you find the value of x? Think about it. Al-Khwarizmi is also famous for his book on arithmetic, which is considered the first book to introduce the Indian, or Arabic, numerals to the Islamic and Western world. The title of the book is The Book of Addition and Subtraction According to the Hindu Calculation. In this book, he explained how to use the 9 digits from 1 to 9 and a 0 to write any number, and how to perform the 4 basic operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division with these numerals. He also showed how to use fractions, decimals, roots and powers with these numerals, and how to solve various problems related to commerce, inheritance, measurement and taxation. He also compared the advantages and disadvantages of the Indian numerals with the other systems that were used at that time, such as the Roman numerals, the Greek numerals and the sexagesimal system. He concluded that the Indian numerals were the easiest and most convenient system for calculation because they were based on a decimal place value system, which allowed for a simple and consistent notation of any number, regardless of its size or complexity. He also gave some rules for writing and reading the Indian numerals in Arabic language, such as writing them from left to right, separating them by dots or spaces, and using different names for each place value. For example, he called the units ones, tens, hundreds and thousands, and he called the fractions tenths, hundredths, thousandths and so on. He also gave some examples of how to write large numbers with these numerals, such as 1 million, which he wrote as 1.000.000 or AK_K, and here is a fun fact for you. Did you know that Al-Khwarizmi's book on arithmetic was so influential that it was translated into Latin in the 12th century by an Italian mathematician named Adelard of Bath, and that it was the main source of introducing the Indian, or Arabic, numerals to Europe? And did you know that his name Al-Khwarizmi was also Latinized as algorithmi or algorithmi, which is another origin of the word algorithm? So, next time you use an algorithm to do arithmetic with Arabic numerals, remember that you are using two words that come from Al-Khwarizmi's name and book. Al-Khwarizmi died in 232 or 847 AD in Baghdad, leaving behind a legacy of scientific works that influenced generations of scholars and thinkers in the Islamic and Western world. His books on algebra, arithmetic, astronomy and geography were translated, studied and commented by many scientists, such as Al-Karaji, Al-Biruni, Al-Qayyim, Fibonacci, Gerbert of Aurillac and Leonardo da Vinci. His concepts and methods of algebra and algorithm were developed and applied to various fields, such as logic, cryptography, computer science and artificial intelligence. His introduction and dissemination of the Indian, or Arabic, numerals were instrumental in the advancement of mathematics, science and technology in the world. His contributions to astronomy, geography and maps were recognized and appreciated by many astronomers, geographers and cartographers, such as Al-Battani, Al-Idrisi, Ptolemy and Copernicus. He was honored and celebrated by many institutions and organizations, such as UNESCO, which declared 1983 as the International Year of Al-Khwarizmi and issued a commemorative medal with his image. He was also honored by many countries and regions, such as Uzbekistan, Iran, Iraq and Algeria, which named streets, schools, universities and monuments after him. He was also honored by many scientists and mathematicians who named some concepts and terms after him, such as the Khwarizmi Award, the Khwarizmi algorithm, the Khwarizmi triangle and the Khwarizmi number. Thank you for watching this documentary about Al-Khwarizmi, the father of algebra and algorithm. We hope you enjoyed it and learned from it. And we hope you will remember him and his work every time you use mathematics, computer or science in your life. And remember, knowledge is power. And power is responsibility. So use your knowledge wisely and responsibly.